Hi folks, back to watercolour. Enough with acrylics. Back to watercolour oils. I'm just going to make up a sort of a mountainy scene across the lake. Or I could do trees across the lake, but I think a mountain more appropriate. So I haven't used my paints for a while, so they're my watercolour paints, so they're a little bit. I've had to spray them a bit solid at the moment. Okay, so we'll wet the paper all over. This is a piece of £200 Bockingford, which will inevitably end up as the support for an oil painting. Right, okay, bit of sienna. I'm not used to this weight of paper, 200. My friend Dennis, he sent it to me, but he gave up with the watercolours. We bought a lot of this stuff in, including loads of watercolour tubes, and sent them to me, very kind. Right, there's a bit of blue. Right, let's put in a bit of cloud. Just mix a bit of light red. Pull out the hairs from my hake. Okay, paint over that. A bit more dark underneath. I don't really like that. That was a bit of a brushstroke too many, I think. Right, okay, so blue and red. Oh, who knows how this is going to turn out. But what I'm going to do now is to dry it, so I'll just pause you. Okay. All right. I need to put some hills or a bit of alizarin crimson in there. Don't use a lot of that. No. Bring that down. I've had to dry the foreground because it started to cauliflower, if you know what I mean. I hate that one. They don't last forever, but I'm trying to get a sort of a demarcation line between this and some water. Okay, we'll let that dry. Well, I'll give it a dry. Let's just re-wet this foreground because I'm going to put some of the shadow or the reflection of the sky in. So I'll just okay, we can put in a little bit of darker blue just to give a reflection of the hills behind. Let's just go across there with a darker colour that hopefully will bleed into the wet. I've just done the water. Don't really show too much because it's very faint, but I've got to put some detail, well, some trees in the distance. So I'm going to have a bit of Payne's grey. Let's clean it up a bit using one of Frank Clark's brushes. I heard that Frank Clark's been ill, had an operation, and he lost his wife last year. Oh, that's really sad. I like Frank Clark. He's a really good demonstrator, got a lovely gift to the Blarney. Lovely man. But he's got a new one out at the moment. So a nice cool blue grey. Try not to make these sort of trees into a regiment. Try and vary them. I haven't used this white paper for a long time, really, and I'm not I'm a lover of the Saunders Waterford paper. The lightweight papers, they seem to work very well with my technique, and because they, being thin, they dry quite quickly with the help from the hairdryer. I'll let that dry. When it does, I'll probably put a bit of stuff behind that. So I'm going to dry it off again now. Okay, the lake back. And just go over some of this with a bit of burnt sienna and a bit of that grey on the palette. A little bit of yellow in with that, hasn't it? Turn all the way across. Might put some very light trees on top of that. Right, okay. Now that will hardly show as a reflection, but Let's be bold and put a beach in there. I'm just making this up as I'm going along. So a nice beach, a bit of burnt umber. Touch of Payne's grey. A bit darker. Okay, so that's my beach. We could put a bit of something here on this horizon. Bit of an island. Okay, put some good bit of yellow in there. Let's just change that grey to green if possible. Just using bits of the hake. Okay, don't know if this scrapes out. Might do. Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm going to put a bigger tree on there to try and make it interesting. Right, I'm going to dry that again. Right, now, I'm going to use Frank Clark's large, oh, that's not his large hake. I've got two of them, I don't know where this one's from. I think it's from Alan Owen. It's got quite, I'm going to use it, I'm going to use, it's got quite a lot of bristles in it. We need to texture this foreground now before I go back onto that middle distance or that distance. So let's get a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of that yellow. Just push the brush. Yeah, it's a bit warm in there. Okay. Right. What's that like? Is that dry? Yes, it's dry. Go back to my little hake. And rigger. And rigger. Well, we'll have sort of a greeny, dark green. I'll put a few bits and pieces on there. And a bit of a twiggy one over the other side. Okay, we'll put some clothes on those trees when they dry. I want to just carefully go over the top of this. All right. That'll probably not show, and I've lost a lot of that background colour on the edge, so we'll just put some of that back. Right, I'm going to give that horizon a bit of a wet, so we can just get a little bit of that. Right, okay, we've got that grey colour. Now we're just going to drag that down a little bit there, just so, see if we can catch a bit of that hill there behind. Right, I'm going to dry that off now. Then we'll put the leaves on the trees, and then. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh dear. Oh well. I've just added a bit of the trees really, and just put these yachts in, sort of done, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that. I get carried away with concentration. I forget to sometimes unpause or pause. Anyway, I hope you like the one, folks. Thanks for looking in. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.